Hey everyone, welcome to BlockRoots. This is Josh. As always, do your own research. Nothing on this video or channel is financial advice, and so please trade effectively. And with that said, hey, I'm happy to be back. It's good to see you guys. Always glad to hop on YouTube and say hi and talk about the market. I haven't posted as many charts recently. I know Ryan, aka Cantor and Clark, has been doing a phenomenal job, so thanks for him for all that he does for BlockRoots as well as just the community in general. If you have not followed him yet, I would recommend that you follow Cantor and Clark on Twitter. Great experience, one of the most knowledgeable people that I know. It is a privilege to work with him. But I have been gone for a while for personal reasons for family. So again, appreciate your patience today on the video. We'll also give away $100 in Bitcoin for those of you who have engaged and subscribed to our channel. So if you have not done that yet, please click subscribe below, engage in the video, and we would put you in a drawing every week when it comes to $100 of Bitcoin. So make sure to comment. As far as the video today, let's go ahead and get into it and talk about the markets. Also, too, if you have not seen, we are actually a part of the BuyBit Brawl trading challenge. But you can actually go to the BuyBit Brawl web page. I can put the exact team page below for us, and you can sign up to be on our team. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is, if you are on Bybit, you can just hit join now, and then you're going to go to the English division, click on that, and then what you can do from there is you can either search through the teams, or you can also search our name and just put BlockRoots up at the top right here. It's pretty easy. I think we've got about 20 people on our team or so. And then BlockRoots, you have 20 people. You can click join team and you're good to go. And so basically, this is a pretty cool contest that allows for teams to go head to head with trading. And of course, the team with the better P&L ends up being the winner here. And so there's more details when it goes to Bybit Games. So go ahead and click that. Lots of Bitcoin cash prizes here, but it's always super exciting to be able to do something like this. And so would love to have you. Anybody can join our team. Feel free to join and let us know. So as far as the market, yeah, we've had a pullback here, right? So recently when it comes to price, we had not too long ago, right? Almost a 42% gain over the course of a few days. The only problem with that is if we take the Fibonacci, right? Basically, we've given back close to around 75% of that, right? So we've had a pullback close to the 0.786 Fibonacci line, which is a pretty popular place for price to bounce, okay? But also, too, you're seeing right here is the point of control with the volume profile. And so basically, this is the price level with the most trading. And so you're going to notice that the high volume node sticking out here. You can see the price kind of just bounce right off that. So naturally, price tends to bounce off these high volume nodes or these point of controls. You've also got the confluence there with the 0.786. And so those are two major areas of confluence. Not only that, but one big thing that people are looking at right now actually happens to be this purple line right here, and that is the 200-day moving average on the CME Bitcoin futures chart. And so, of course, this isn't on the spot chart, but this is the Bitcoin futures chart. Now, if you don't know about the CME futures, of course, it's probably one of the most professional places as far as trading Bitcoin there is. BitMEX, some of these other exchanges, not so much professional. Of course, accredited investors, institutions can't get on there. But when it comes to the CME futures, it's a great place to watch the chart. I do put a lot of emphasis on this chart. And the beauty of this 200-day moving average is that it held price up back in October, and it's also holding price up right now, not quite down to it, but right above it, as well as confluence with the high volume node. This is really good. So do I expect a bounce? Potentially, yes. Let's go ahead and talk about a potential range for Bitcoin, because we want to look at other factors as well. And so really, if you want to go to the weekly chart first, right, kind of look at the support, the most relevant support would be around that same confluence area, around 7,850, 7,900, of course. And as far as kind of an upper range, would probably be around 8,700 or so. But let's go ahead and go and zoom in on the daily chart with that. Now, you're going to notice the importance is because this area has held for a long time as a major place that actually held as resistance, right? And so we saw that the breakdown back in September, and price couldn't break above that. And of course, it held up. Of course, eventually, price broke above during that 42% couple of day gain there, but then it kind of sat on top of this level and then broke down pretty harshly from there until this high volume node. So that's going to act probably as a pivot area that we want to see Bitcoin break. Can it actually get up there? Yeah, it certainly can, but I do want to see Bitcoin break that area for me to, at least on the daily, for me to get a little bit more bullish. Now, as far as below, I would really love for price to stay above this high volume node, as well as the 200 daily moving average on the Bitcoin futures, but also to this same area that has held as support for so long back in late September and early October, which is around 7850 to 7900. These are the two areas that I'm watching for Bitcoin to range. Now, we could certainly see Bitcoin bounce here, go back up, bounce back down, and that's to be expected. Again, Bitcoin primarily ranges. We do get these sharp moves, and then from there, after a couple of days, Bitcoin tends to range a little bit more. Even though it is a more volatile asset than a lot of traditional markets, it still tends to range primarily most of the time, as opposed to moving up or down. And you're probably asking, well, what happens if price breaks down? Well, if price breaks down, of course, naturally, I would zoom out. I'll probably go out here a little bit more and to see where there has been other major interest. And again, that still is around the $6,400-$6,500 area. Okay, and so if I expect if price breaks this 7,900 area, 7,850 area, and closes below that, at least on the daily, price will probably break down pretty harshly around 6,400. Typically, what people say is, well, if the daily closes below 79, 7,800, then I'll be bearish. Well, the problem with that is that most of the time you get sharp moves that move down, price breaks before it even hits the support, right? So price will probably shoot through that before the daily close and continue to move on down. So more than likely, you have to be in the position, the short position, before it even goes down here and closes. Typically, it's going to catch you off guard, but I do expect if price breaks below this area, it would hit around $6,400 from there. I don't really care. I'm not going to pay attention to that right now. Let's take it level by level. Of course, if it breaks above that, I would then want to see price break back above in the mid 9,000s and then continue to kind of move its way back up. So, but we'll talk about that when it gets there. Right now, we're in between the 8,700 and 7,900 level, and that's the area that I want you to watch. One thing that we can go ahead and do is give away some Bitcoin. So I'll go ahead and do that right now. And this was actually a video that only has 15 comments, so congratulations on you 15 people who commented. If you don't have a Bitcoin address, it's okay. I'll actually reach out to you regardless. And you do. Thanks for the information, says Stan P. So Stan P, thank you for commenting on our video. We hope that we can continue to give a lot of great information out to you guys. And Stan, I will copy your Bitcoin address, shoot you over $100, and just remember, every week we try to do that. But again, we want to continue to do that on a weekly basis. So again, Stan, congratulations on the Bitcoin. Now, as far as the rest of the video, basically what I want to do is just really calm your nerves, right? Because we've had this pullback, and for 4 straight weeks we've had red, and so this is definitely very discouraging, because prior to even the previous 4 weeks of red, that really didn't happen since 2016. Okay, and so down in this area, July 2016, we had multiple weeks of red. We had a little bit here in 2017, but really, even in between in the previous bear market, we had some breaks of green during the week. So lots of red, lots of discouraged people. But I want you to be encouraged, because basically you have to zoom out and think about where we came from. We've had a 300% increase over the course of the past year, from December, January up to June. And so when price basically moves that fast, it's almost parabolic. And really what happens is price has to revert back to the mean, okay? And one way to look at that, of course, is moving averages. You can take, a 20 or R50 and take a look at that and notice how price just skyrocketed above these major areas. And of course, price makes its way back down to the average. a lot of times breaks below it, and that's where we're currently at as far as the weekly and a lot of the other charts. And so another thing to look at, though, besides moving averages, is actually the volume weighted average price, the VWAP or VWAP, whatever you want to call it, that not only takes into consideration price, but also volume. And so usually, as far as the volume weighted average price, if price is above that, that would sometimes be considered overvalued for that asset when people buy, and of course below that would be considered undervalued, okay? And so as far as the volume weighted average price, you can actually find it here on Willy Woo's website chart over at woobull.com. Now you're going to notice that I'll certainly kind of zoom in here in a second, but you're going to notice that anytime that price is below 1, a lot of times these are great places to buy. Of course, the one is right here in this area, and you're going to notice that the capitulation back last year, below that, back in the 3000s, was a great time to buy, as well as the accumulation phase prior to the uptrend in 2015, 2016. And what price did was it went over 1, but it certainly didn't get at the peak levels, okay? The peak levels being at least 3 up to 4. You're going to notice that the previous peak levels were up here. Back in June and July, we got up to around 1.7, okay? And so for me, I don't think that this is another generational peak high for Bitcoin. It's going to continue to go down to the 3,000s as it could. I certainly don't believe that it's going to do that, but I believe that we're actually getting close to fair value for Bitcoin. That's because you're going to notice that the volume weighted average price, if I zoom in here, is around $7,717. And so you're going to notice that price broke, of course, above it, skyrocketed, and of course, coming back down to the average, to the mean, to the fair price, as far as the volume weighted average price, bounced off of it, came back up, and it's moving on down towards it. Of course, price being around 8,100 right now. Of course, confluence with the CME futures at 7,900. Of course, the weekly support levels, as well as the confluence with the volume node. We're also going to notice, too, if you go to the monthly chart as well, all you have to do is go ahead and find the next support area. And where's that going to be at? Oh, 7,700 as well. And so you've got some major confluence with the monthly support level. You've got it with the volume weighted average price. And so for me, I'm really encouraged for the fact that I just feel like price is moving more towards being the actual correct value when it comes to what it should be right now. And it was likely overvalued at 13K and 14K. And so I do expect some ranging here, especially in the next few days. We could certainly see some ranging in the next few weeks. But that's what Bitcoin does best, is range. And so expect that. And I think as far as being discouraged about this recent, the last 4 weeks being red, there's nothing really to be discouraged about, because, again, this is just realistic, a reverse back to the mean when it comes to the market price. Looking to the range, 7,900 to 8,700, we want to see price break those areas. I certainly believe that price can make its way back up. This area in the 8,400s would probably act as a nice resistance level. So if price does make its way back up here, that's a potential short area to take a look at. Again, just because it's held so nicely. And of course, price held above that when it comes to the day chart before the breakdown. So again, around 84.32, 84.60 up to 8,500 could be a potential short area as well, as at least the short term. But until it breaks above 8,700, right, I don't really care as far as, looking at the moon or looking down to the graveyard as far as price dumping down to new lows by any means. So let's go ahead and just play this range, 8,700 to 7,900. Let's understand that the volume weighted average price is around 7,700. We've got a lot of confluence right below us. And so let's go ahead and take it day by day. Let's see if price can bounce here, make its way up and break 8,700. If not, let's see if price retests 7,800, 7,900. If it breaks, that's definitely a great place to short. So this is just a quick video for you guys today from BlockRoots. Hope that it was helpful. Again, good to see you guys again. Look forward to seeing you soon. Make sure to like and subscribe if you thought that this content was helpful. I'll post this up and put it on Twitter so you guys can see it. And anyway, hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.